Black Panther. We're getting more and more news on this movie, and it seems like not only are they going to do what we thought they were going to do, they might do it quicker than we thought. We didn't know when Black Panther 3 was coming out. Well, we might see Black Panther even before that. So we're going to get into that. Goonies, Gremlins. People who like movies love those movies. Yes, I'm calling Roca out. And there looks like there's going to be some new movies in that realm. Is that going to be a good move? We'll see. James Mangold, who's been making, he just made Complete Unknown, which I dug. He's doing the Star Wars movie. Well, he's also doing the Swamp Thing. And he said this is for him a standalone movie. We'll discuss those comments for sure. Steph did miss that baby part in Battlestar Galactica, even though she didn't realize that she did. And we found that out yesterday on the show. And we'll discuss how that happened. And she's also going to defeat the turncoat, Mike Kalinowski, who had 80 questions with Roxy on Tuesday. So that and a great many more things to come today on the show. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. You can comment on Spotify now, which is wonderful. So let's get into it. Steph, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but take this. Mustard. And let's get to it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. That's right. It is the Kristian Harloff Show. And joining me today on the show, I'm not going to say by her lonesome, by her powerful self, I'll say. Steph Sabra is here. Hello, Steph.
I'm so brave.
You are.
And I'm so smart. No, if you guys, I'm drinking a turmeric latte, so if I have yellow teeth, it's not me. I don't. You didn't see it here.
No, but you are out of frame a little bit.
Okay. Well, you didn't show me the shop first.
Well, whose fault is that?
Mine. Think it's both of us.
I think it's mine, but I like that you take blame for it also. That's nice. Did you hear what I said? You missed the baby scene after all.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, because this is what I found out yesterday from a Battlestar Galactica diehard.
Okay.
The problem that what you did is when you went, they're on two different platforms, I think, or they're not even necessarily two platforms, but they're listed as different things. So on Amazon Prime, and he'll probably list it on here today too, you can find the actual pilot. You missed the whole pilot. You missed the entire thing. It's like an hour and a half, 2-hour movie up top. It's the one that launched all, and it's separate from the actual show. So when you bring up the show, it's got all the episodes, all the seasons, everything. It's separate. So you need to go back and watch that because
my gosh,
it's them getting off the planet and doing all that stuff. It's like the whole point of what's happening. So it's stupid how they do it.
Amazon has. I feel like if these streaming networks have now the time to like pair clothing lines and trivia facts, then they can tell you like, oh, this is best viewed if you see the pilot 2-hour movie before this.
So Amazon has the pilot miniseries and the show listed separately.
So stupid. That's where I watched it.
Yeah. So they are there, but they're listed separately. So
okay.
That's the bad news.
I guess that's my new assignment then.
Yes, but I have good news for you. It was not great news for some, but it is great news for you. Would you like to hear the great news?
Yeah, I love good news.
Okay, so the direction that you're inclined to look at when this happens, I want you to look at the opposite direction. Understand? When you think you're supposed to turn one way, I want you to turn the other way.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hello. Look at me. I'm back, baby. Just for you.
Oh my gosh, you sweet son of a gun. I never thought I'd see you again.
I knows it. And I told Mike yesterday that he looked down. He was in a bad mood. I told him to look down. He did. I said, that's your prize. That's it.
And did he react as he should?
He wasn't too bad. I'll be honest with you.
But was he happy? That's the only proper reaction to such a gift.
Who gives a shit? You know who's happy? Me. Because I get to see you with your ears. Look at those ears. Light me up. Light me up. Yes. Kick my ass all over the place. Hit me with a frying pan and tell me I'm hot.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you. It's nice to be back. Thank you for you.
Yeah, so you were just locked up for a while?
I don't know. Listen, I was dead. Like this. And then I was up with my sunglasses and my balls. Ready to
Damn.
rock.
Is there a heaven?
Yeah, you come over.
That's the only way. It wasn't yet realized.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta go. I got a cat that I've been looking at.
Okay. Well, it's so good to see you. Please come back on the show.
See, this is why you the steez.
And that's it. He's back. Does that make your day?
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
That's such great news.
He was being nice to Roxy, but I think he's got a new adversary now.
Who?
Roca. Roca hates him now.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Everyone loves beefing with Roca.
Well, you don't have to beat him this week. Get in the frame, will you?
Okay. It's the way this I need to
know.
like switch things
know.
up. You see the wall? My
Yeah.
ears are too big.
What happened there?
I'm never this close to the wall. I think I moved the desk a little bit, but this is okay.
Still looks good.
Okay.
Okay. So we got stories to talk about. You ready to talk about some stories?
Yes, I'm ready to talk.
Let's do this shit. We've been talking about Black Panther for a bit. Last time you were on, you were talking about it. Mike was talking about it. Everybody's talking about Black Panther because we don't know what's happening with it. There's a rumor now that we know when the new T'Challa, Black Panther, will make his MCU debut. Possible spoilers. Another big Black Panther rumor is doing the rounds today. It is being widely reported that the MCU's new T'Challa will make his debut sooner than most of us expected. Black Panther has dominated the headlines this week, and it all started when the news broke out that Marvel is reportedly looking to cast the new T'Challa, with the prevailing theory being that the multiverse saga will somehow age up Black Panther in Wakanda Forever's Toussaint. Regardless of whether it's T'Challa or a multiverse variant, the news that Black Panther will live to fight another day has pleased most fans. Following in the late Chadwick Boseman's footsteps will not be easy, but the majority seem ready to see another actor honor his and the character's legacy. After revealing some of the names Marvel Studios is eyeing for the MCU's new T'Challa yesterday, Scooper My Time to Shine Hello brings word that the new T'Challa will first appear in the Avengers movies, then Black Panther 3. So as expected, there's a multiversal element at play, whether it's the future Toussaint or a Black Panther from an alternate reality. Avengers Secret Wars rumored reset looks to establish the hero in time for Black Panther 3. It's also somewhat fitting that the Russos be the one to reintroduce T'Challa in Avengers Doomsday, because it was 2016's Captain America Civil War that Boseman made his unforgettable debut as the hero. So here's some of the there were anyway. Where is it? Okay, here are the three actors that they're apparently considering for Black Panther. And then we'll talk about both these rumors in just a minute. According to the leaker, some of the actors Marvel Studios was considered in to play T'Challa are John David Washington, Kevin Harrison, and Aaron Pierre. Interesting. Okay, and I thought that Aldous Hodge would be in there too, but I guess not. Steph, let's get into this here. What do you think about the fact it looks like they're gonna? Well, I shouldn't say that. Do you think they're gonna basically make it T'Challa from a multiverse, or is it going to be his son from a multiverse? What does it really?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. Hearing this, I'm leaning more towards a variant.
Well, it's definitely gonna be a variant one way. You're saying variant of T'Challa. Of
T'Challa.
Got
Yeah,
okay.
of T'Challa. But I don't really like. Do you have any inklings or care, or do you have an opinion one way or the other?
Not necessarily, to be honest with you, because either way, whether it's his son from a different timeline or him, it's still going to be a different actor that's going to pick up the mantle of T'Challa right now, because he's not going to have the same experiences as the Chadwick Boseman that we know from the MCU. So it's not really that necessary. I think it'll be accepted either way, because either way it's going to be T'Challa, right? So
right.
The overall idea doesn't make sense that it's going to be in the Avengers. I think because that's how you explain the whole point of it is that we're going to end this multiverse thing, and this is how you do it. And you're going to one of the many variants that we're going to see is going to be this version of the character, and then he'll have his own movie once the Avengers saga is done.
Yeah, which I like that introduction plan, similar to how Chadwick was introduced. I feel like that makes sense. In terms of, I was also surprised not to see Damson on the list of potential people that they're looking at, just because I see him so much in fan casting and just discussions of, and he is a great actor. So but I don't think it would be the Rebel Ridge guy anymore, Aaron Pierre, because that doesn't really
No, that doesn't make sense because now he's
make
in
sense
DC.
anymore.
Nah.
Yeah, I like Kelvin Harrison Jr. I actually, no one I know watched Chevalier, but he was the star of that movie, and I really liked that movie. So, and then I think that David Washington is, I really enjoy his acting, but I don't know. He's like so big that I'm not sure if that's the direction I would go in.
I kind of like your pick because I think that for the same reason, right? It's like get someone that's like, yeah, if he's really good. What's the show called? It's Chevalier. I don't know.
Chevalier. It's
Chevalier.
a movie. Yeah.
Chevalier. I don't know the movie, so it is. But you know, I'd like to see in the same way that like David Cornsweet was introduced now to the world this way. He's been in other things. He's been in stuff that people like, people that have seen him and stuff are like, oh yeah, you got to check him out. But it's like it's a small audience. Now this is a bigger audience, obviously, that is going to be seeing this movie. So it's like, yeah, let's introduce this guy there. And I think you're right about Washington is that I don't think he's as massive, but he's been in massive things. I mean, like, and obviously from who his dad is and everything too, he gets the spotlight, you know. And he's a very good actor. I just don't know if you need that kind of star recognition now to do it. But the only reason, I'll tell you why it might wind up being him is because of the rumor that Denzel Washington is in the third movie.
That's interesting.
And I think that there's probably something at play there. Have the two of them been in a movie together? I don't think
so.
So it's one of two things. It's either this will be the first one that they do together, or they stick with that thing of like, nah, you know what? We haven't done stuff together. Let's keep it separate. And I'll do Black Panther 3, and then you'll be getting tons of offers, you know, somewhere else. But I think it's going to be the former. I think the two of them will wind up doing something. I think he's going to wind up getting cast in this if Denzel is indeed in the third one.
That would be yeah. I definitely could see that being a reality for sure, and that would be a fun reality. I mean, that it is all about family, and I think that he's such a good actor in his own right, separate from his dad being like one of the most famous people of all time. So I think that would be a good, and it's been enough years where he's been in the industry making a name for himself that I think it wouldn't be like, I think it would just be fun and really cool to watch something like that happen. But I also see people talking about Aldous Hodge. I watched Cross. Did you check out that show?
I haven't seen it yet. No, is it any good?
It's good. Yeah, he's great. He makes the show.
Yeah,
the show itself, I think it was like 2 episodes too long for me, but I did enjoy it. But he consistently was like awesome. He's a really good actor. So I could definitely see him. He definitely has the build for Black Panther.
I feel like he made a play for it recently too. I feel like he did, and with his social media or whatever it might have been, I feel like he did. And the audience can correct me on that if not. But I felt like Aldous Hodge made a play for it, and got a lot of support back. So I don't know. I think, as we say, this is a developing story, and we'll see what's going to go down. Did you watch Skeleton Crew, the finale?
Yes.
Any good?
It's good. I had
hesitation. You had hesitation in your voice. Was it not that? Did it not deliver?
I got to a point where I wasn't at first, and I felt so relieved because I feel like for there's been some Star Wars shows where I get to a point where I start nitpicking everything, and
Mhm.
then I just question why that was the choice. And I was not feeling that way, and I was just having fun with the show and thought it was super cute. And I still end overall with thinking it was a very fun, cute show, and I enjoyed it. But some of the pentultimate and the finale, there were some decisions by the characters, and I was like, oh, that doesn't really make sense to me.
Okay,
Like,
so you
even if it's more geared towards children, like, I'm like, kids aren't stupid. Like, it just felt like there was one example of I just feel like a kid would have automatically just told their parent during
so
this
funny.
one scene.
I know you so well now. It's like this is you're being nice. you didn't love the episode, the last one.
I didn't love that finale.
The
I
last one.
like the show.
Right.
Yeah, I
The
didn't
show.
like
You
the
said, yeah,
finale.
you've said
I
you
like
liked
the
it.
show.
Yeah, you've said that for sure. And a lot of people I've heard of like the show in general, and I heard some people that I've seen mixed on the finale. I'm seeing mixed on the finale.
Yeah,
So
because it's super open-ended. Like, it feels like they did solve one problem, but then they opened an entire Pandora's box of like, how does AA and the place that they're
right.
inhabiting go after this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's so low on my list of things. If someone asked me the other day, I was like, "Oh, you're gonna do a full season review?" I'm like, "No." Right now we're doing MCU rewatch, or I'm doing a rewatch. Sam's doing first time watching, and I tell you, were you? No, I don't know if you were on the show yet. Because were you on last week? You were on last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were. But I think I don't think it had happened yet. I lost the file. The file was corrupted for the Guardians of the Galaxy one. The reaction. And
You
it was,
lost it?
yeah, I couldn't get it back. It was like I only got the end. We put up the end. It was
Damn.
horrible. It was and I say this truthfully, it was probably the best reaction we got so far. Sam loved it. She was cracking up the whole time. She
It
was
was
like
volume 3?
one.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
no. I'm
Yeah,
so sad for
it,
her
it
and
was
you.
it was horrible. I mean, she had to see the movie, just that particular thing that time. But then, so that's why I actually did, and I'll explain that in a second. So I didn't have a show yesterday because we then filmed Ultron, and as we're filming about an hour in, 45 minutes in, I go, just to be safe, and I stopped recording and I hit it, record again, and then we got the reaction. Right after the reaction ended, I stopped it, and I was like, okay, files are good. And then we shot an outro. And right as the outro was starting, about 3 minutes in, it said file corrupted again. And I'm like, what? Like, what is happening? So, like, and I checked the other files. I checked the 2 files that I had for Ultron. I could see my video on it, so it wasn't a corrupted video, but it wasn't opening. And I'm like, why is this not opening? And then I had to do all this maintenance on my computer and then on hard drives. So I spent the whole day yesterday. I shot a reaction to Daredevil, which, did you see the trailer for Daredevil yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good. So I did that. I shot a couple videos for my UAP channel, and then I just put on my headphones and I just cleaned house yesterday. I was like, I just worked on the drives all day long. I worked on the computer. I got everything going. So Sam came in and we did Ant-Man. No problems. Had it ready to go. So we've done Ultron now, which comes out tomorrow. Ant-Man probably going to come out on Tuesday, and then Civil War following after that. It was so funny. I put a poll up on the channel to see, and people still don't understand. Most people do, but like I'll go, out of the 4 reactions that we have coming up, which one are you looking forward to the most? And most people are clicking on the movie they want to see, and Civil War is dominating with like 80% or something. But there were a few comments like, well, why don't you just watch them in order? I'm like, huh? What do you mean? Like, why would you watch them out of order from what people want to see the most? I'm like, and every time I do a poll like that, it's like people don't get like that we're doing this series. I'm like, no, we're watching it from the beginning, and from Iron Man on. I'm saying out of the videos that we have coming up now,
What are you excited
which
about?
one are you looking forward to the most? And they're like, well, I don't understand why you just watch it in the same way that we all watched it when it came out in the theaters. Like we are. I don't get it. They weren't being douchey about it. They were just, I guess, they just didn't answer or didn't understand the question. But I was like, I try, because that happened last time. I try to word it as clear as it could be. And I was like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so that's that. And then the other thing
Why was it corrupted? Sorry, I can't get past that.
Because I
Did
know.
you find the problem?
Yeah, I know what happened.
Okay, good.
this computer that I have is a very strong computer, and it has a lot of memory. I shoot a lot of videos in 4K, and what happened was that I had taken one of these drives a while ago, and I took them home, and the OBS was putting every file that I had onto the hard drive, onto the external hard drive. So there was never any issue. I didn't realize there's a different file on the computer for movies that it kept putting all these big 4K files on, and they were all stored there, and they were taking up tons of memory. So it's like the computer's basically saying, "No, you can't put anything more here. So you can't put anything more here. We're done here." And so I cleared tons of video space, tons of things, and it was hidden. It was like hidden. It wasn't like anywhere. I was like, "Where is the where?" I was like, because I was clearing files from other places. I'm like, there's no files to clear. There's like this hidden file that it was sending it to, but it's all taken care of now, which is good.
Okay, good. I can sleep.
Yes, you can. So what I will do real quick is I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, because I was going to do this video later, but I'm going to do it here, Steph. I'm going to do a review for the Wolfman. I'm going to do that.
Cool.
I'm going to do it here, and then I'm just going to clip it out and make it its own thing. But I'm going to do a review of the Wolfman, and I just got to bring up. I want to make sure I get everybody who's in this movie, because I thought about it. I was going to do a separate video later. I was like, you know what? I might as well just do it for the fans who are watching and for Steph. So I'm going to do that. So let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here is my non-spoiler review for Wolfman. It is the latest movie by Leigh Whannell, of course, who did The Invisible Man, and I loved The Invisible Man. I thought that movie was clever. I thought it was slick. I liked the story. It had me. There's a lot of different turns left and right, and I could not wait. And I really like what Leigh Whannell is doing as a director. So this one is the monster movie Wolfman. It's got more of that kind of old school, like 50s Wolfman look, but way more traditional when I say in today's effects, right? So you've got Christopher Abbott, Julia Garner, and Matilda Firth are the family that basically have there's Christopher Abbott you see him when he's younger. He lives in the woods with his pops. There's things going down in the woods. You can take a guess what it is. So years later, with his family, he's got to go back to those woods, and all hell breaks loose. There you go. That's the story, right? Now the question is, does it hold up as far as that same kind of Invisible Man clever story? I don't feel like it did. It's directed very well. It's shot beautifully. There are some creepy moments. I didn't love the look of the Wolfman. That was part of it. I didn't necessarily. I like Christopher Abbott as an actor. I didn't really care about his character at all. At times, I felt like, I'm like, come on, this guy's doing this again. Julia Garner, who I love from Ozark, is basically in the same, maybe not as underused as Juno Temple was in Venom, but it's close. She's just kind of running around protecting the kid, trying to do some other things here and there, but for the most part, she doesn't really do what we know Julia Garner can do. What I applauded about it, and the reason that this movie will be successful, is because it costs like $7 million to make, and they're able to make a really high quality movie out of $7 million, proving you don't need to spend $200 million on a movie and still be effective. It's effective. I mean, it definitely is. It's way more traditional horror. And it's like, okay, chase. Wolfman chases this person. Wolfman chases that person. Wolfman goes up here. You got to run away from the house. You got to run away in here. You got to run away over there. What's over there? Oh, it's the Wolfman. It's scary. It's a jump shot. It's jump scare. It's this. It's that. And for me, I was like, there wasn't really anything to it. And that's what I liked so much about what Leigh Whannell did the last time around. It's like there was so much more. What the hell they can do with Invisible Man? A lot. This one, like I said, it was just a more traditional horror. It gets pretty graphic at times, and with the effects, and it didn't look cheesy. I'll say that it definitely didn't look cheesy. The guy's a very good director. The music was creepy also, but for the most part, was a miss for me. So I'm going to go 2.9 out of 5 for the Wolfman. I was excited for it. And it's not one of these things, you don't like horror movies. Horror movies that don't have a lot of depth to them. No, I don't. And I didn't think this one had a lot of depth. So that is my non-spoiler review for The Wolfman. I ask you guys, what do you think? Do you want to go see this movie? Do you care about this movie? Is it because Lee Winnell's why I wanted to go? Are you going to check it out? Is it just a January movie? You're like, look, I just want to see the Wolfman running around chasing people. That's what I want to do. Put your comments in there. Let me know. Thank you. And do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it. Bye. All right. That's my review of The Wolfman, everybody. So, Steph, there's actually a story too about the Wolfman that I was gonna get to the Gremlins and the Goonies, but I'm gonna get to, because I haven't really looked at this article yet. I want to see what the overall reviews were. Let's see if people disagree with me.
Okay.
We're gonna see if they disagree with me, because the Wolfman reviews are in. And Steph, just to give you an update, so you got to get to 80 in order to tie Turncoat Mike Kalinowski and best friend Roxy. You're at 8 right now, so you need 70.
My gosh.
Yeah, you need 72 to tie.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. Okay, so here's the Dark Horizons Wolfman reviews. Here it is, and it says Wolfman reviews are in. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to have gone down as well as his last attempt. 66 reviews counted. The new take on the werewolf legend has pulled in a very mixed reaction. I had to turn that stupid ad off. With 61% lower average of 6 out of 10, the top scores are decidedly lower as a terrible 42% on Metacritic. They're pretty bad at 48 out of 100. It's a long way from The Invisible Man, which pulled a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes and was widely acclaimed. Wolfman is expected to do well. The film is tracking for 21 million. That's what I'm saying. It's going to make money. And that's why Blumhouse it's just brilliant. Anyway, here's a sampling of reviews. It's not an instant classic like this is Bibbs. I guarantee you Bibbs is going to love it. I haven't even read the review yet. They were always on a different page. It's not an instant classic like The Invisible Man. I think we can live with that. It's still a scary and interesting movie about a wolf man anchored by a haunting performance from Abbott, who understood the assignment and went for extra. Yeah, I disagree completely. I didn't think Abbott was that great in this movie at all, and I like him. This isn't a reimagining of the level of Lee Winnell's previous foray into the classic horror vault, The Invisible Man, but there's no shortage of intensity or gore. I agree with that. Not to mention rank efficiency. I agree with that. That's true. Whatever its strengths or weaknesses, every werewolf movie is ultimately judged by how well it handles the transformation and creature effects, and in that department, Wolfman is a dud. I get it. The more Winnell seems to make his bigger points resonate, the more conventional the film's narrative becomes, and you keep seeing that here and there. You're not a big like horror monster person in general, right? Okay.
No, not huge, but I like vampires, obviously.
Right.
I like werewolf stories.
Okay.
I do.
Is this something that you want to see?
Yeah, I am. And this is not that it matters that much, but I didn't know Ryan Gosling was producing, and I think he produced this.
Well, I think he was supposed to be in it.
Oh, okay. So then that's right. You said that, I think.
Yeah, I think he was. He was originally supposed to be in it, and I think then they recast.
That would have been. I feel like it would have been. Well, Ryan Gosling's a great actor, but he's just like so funny that I wonder if I would have thought it was funny. But I do like Christopher Abbott too. I obviously like Julia Garner. She's a great actress. I'm curious. This is one that I'll just like wait to see at home. But I think it'll be like a fun watch for home.
It was it is one of those movies, just like it's like I said, it's just a very traditional horror movie, unfortunately. I think that's the and not that won't be unfortunate to some people. It was unfortunate to me because I just really like
I feel like I'm similar with you on that and I really liked Invisible Man.
Me too. I love that movie.
It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. It was clever.
On the edge of my seat.
Yes, it had on the edge of your seat. This one said this is you could have $1 for every time I say this, but I disagree with Bibiani because he's like that it was scary. I didn't find it that scary. I didn't think the performance was that good. I think that it was just kind of like there. So I don't know. I feel like this one wasn't like Invisible Man, and is it unfortunate to hold somebody to the same standard? I mean, maybe, but this is it was such a great movie. And I still, like I said, though, it's not one of those things, though, where you're like, oh, what happened? The first movie was so good. This one's directed so poorly. I think that maybe probably agreeing with Bibiana it's directed like a traditional horror movie. And I just think that's what bummed me.
The story didn't do it for you.
Nah, I didn't care
It's
about the
the
family at all.
story.
I like the little
Yeah,
girl. The little girl
that's
was
everything.
yeah. The little girl was good. She was. I mean, I cared. But even I don't. I'm not going to spoil anything. But there's certain times things that she did, and I'm like, oh, wait, that's not the same thing she was doing about half an hour ago. But the performance is really good. And like I said, Julia Garner was the best part of Ozark. She was so good in that show.
She's so good.
She's so good. And I was like, oh, come on. This is all you're going to give her to do? Give her more to do. We know what she can do. And I was like,
Right.
she wasn't, they just, a lot of screaming and yelling and scared,
Okay.
So come on. You don't need Julia Garner to do that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's it. That's the review there. But where do you stand on Goonies and Gremlins?
I love Goonies, and I actually haven't seen Gremlins.
Wow. Oh, that's good. Well, you got to tell the Cinepals that one. When we get back from the break, we are going to tell about new possible movies that are coming out from both Goonies and Gremlins. So take a look at this before we do. Here we go. I can't even tell you how many times I've told you about AG1. AG1 is the best. It is part of my routine every single day. I absolutely love it. This new year just started. You got to try AG1 for yourself. It is the perfect time to start a new healthy habit. I've been partnered with AG1 forever. I mean, for as long as I've started this show, they've been with us. You guys know that. AG1 is offering new subscribers free $76 gift when you sign up. You get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. You got to make sure you go to drinkag1.com/bigthing to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/bigthing. And you start your new year out on a healthier note. If you want to set some new year goals, for me, that's what I did, and I'm already feeling good. I get some good energy on it. It makes me feel healthy, and AG1 supports that. When I drink AG1 in the morning, I know I'm starting my day off right. I get good sleep quality. It is the best. So make sure you go and you check it out. You are going to appreciate it. I promise you. A lot of people asked me the other day, said, hey, you still with AG1? I said, hell yeah, I'm with AG1. AG1 is the best. So go and check out AG1. The other one that I got to tell you about, hey, Mando. That's right. Mando is also back. I love me some Mando. Mando is just to me, it's talk about something I use every day. It is just whole body deodorant. It is safe to use anywhere on your body, and not just on your pits, on your nuts, on your thigh folds, on your belly buttons, on your butt crack, anywhere. It is created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It's clinically proven to block odor all day long and control odor for up to 72 hours. I love Mando. It's got a solid deodorant stick. It's got spray deodorant. All the products, baking soda free, and it is paraben free. You can choose from a variety of fresh scents: bourbon leather, clover woods, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport. Clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap. I'm telling you. You are going to love it. 12 hours after a shower. The average man's grundle odor was 5 out of 10. With Mando, the average grundle odor now, 0 out of 10. So you want to get that Mando starter pack. It's perfect for the new customer. It comes with a solid stick deodorant. It's got a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, mini body wash, deodorant wipes, and free shipping. But special offer for our listeners. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. You got to use that code Kristian at shopmando.com. That's right, shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. You got to smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to head with Mando. Hey, Mando. Thank you to Mando, and thank you to AG1. So happy to have them both on board. They're just so great. Steph, there's a couple different stories that I want to hit. We talked about that Goonies and Gremlins one, but unfortunately, there's a story that we have to talk about that, well, we definitely have to talk about it. It's an unfortunate story, I should say. The prestigious, beloved David Lynch has passed away at 78 years old. David Lynch, this just came in. We saw it in the comments section and just saw, of course, from Twin Peaks. And great many things. David Lynch, one of the greatest and unique directors in Hollywood history. He died at 78 years old. The sad news was revealed by his family on Lynch's official Facebook account. It is with deep regret as we, his family, announce the passing of the man, the artist, David Lynch. We would appreciate some privacy at this time. There's a big hole in the world now that he is no longer with us. But as he would say, keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole. It's a beautiful day with golden sunshine and blue skies all the way. That's really awful. I mean, you and I talk about Dune all the time. You know, he was the first person to bring Dune to the big screen and many other things at Twin Peaks, and he was just such a incredible. His eye, you know, visionary, I think is the word people use, and I think rightfully so. And I mean, the people who love David Lynch's movies, I mean, you know, you going to bat for him. So, you know, you hear this news story. How you feel?
It's really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I knew he was older. He's had such a long career and legendary career.
Mhm.
And I actually, my family watched his movies a lot when we were growing up, or
Okay.
Twin Peaks, and so I this like reignites this inspiration to watch some of the things I haven't seen, because you go on his IMDb and it's like, oh my god, this guy has just done so many
Yeah.
projects. He's so cool, and I feel like everyone, even if it's like not your favorite movies, you could like respect his style. And there's got to be one that you like, because there's so many different types of vibes he has going on. But 78 is a good life, but I feel like it is sad
Still,
that it feels
yes.
like there's like should have been more.
78 there's still years in the tank. I mean,
I know.
my dad's almost 80. You know, he's gonna be 80. My father-in-law's over 80, my mother-in-law's over
Yeah,
80.
I
And
feel
it's
like 88 is the
yeah,
okay.
it's my dad the other day. He's just like, hey, I got 10 more years left in the tank. I'm good. It's just like so, but 78, man. And so
That's devastating.
it is, and you could see it. You see, even we've seen the comments kind of get lit up as we were talking about. I was doing the review, and I just saw the comments kind of lighting up that, and rightfully so, that David Lynch had just passed away because he just meant so many to so many people, and yeah, it's sad. So again, David Lynch passing away today, and the classy statement from his family and friends. So again, I think gone too soon. David Lynch, 78 years old.
Mhm.
No easy transition from that, obviously. And we were talking about Goonies and Gremlins and whatnot. There are new films in the works, which is interesting. Finally, after all these years, there's a new feature at Deadline on Warner Brothers Discovery, and they have confirmed that new entries in the Goonies and Gremlins franchises are in development at Warner Brothers Discovery. Chris Columbus, who wrote the original 1980s dark comedy Creature feature, is linked to the new Gremlins, but the involvement of director Joe Dante is unclear. If you do, make it more like the first one and not the second one. Somewhere Bibbs and Scott Mance are shaking that I said that. Dante has served as a consulting producer on the animated series Gremlins Secret of the Mogwai, which has been seen as something as a test bed for if there is still interest in the franchise. Goonies, Bob Uecker passed away too? Oh, man, is that why? That makes a lot more sense why Ellis sent me a picture of Bob Uecker today. So he randomly sent me a picture of Bob Uecker. Did Bob Uecker pass today? Oh, man. Don't tell me that. No. He was 90. Damn it. Now that makes a lot more sense why Ellis sent it to me. Bob Uecker passed at 90. What the hell's going on today? Today sucks.
Yeah, what the hell?
Just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed. We'll talk about Bob in a second. I love Bob Uecker. Damn it. That sucks. Bob Uecker passed? Oh, I hate that. Both him and David Lynch. Anyway, now we're jumping back to the story. Goonies follow-up remains the most interesting prospect, though. Talk of a new Goonies has been floating around forever, but the death of director Richard Donner seemed to scuttle those hopes. Reports suggest there's still some life in the project, which would most likely be a legacy sequel, bringing back some of the child stars who are now adults with kids of their own on an adventure. Both projects are in development stages. Who knows when they might arrive? Okay, first things first. Major League is one of my favorite movies of all time. Mr. Belvedere was a great show. Bob Uecker was the best. Bob Uecker from being a wrestling fan. I always remember him at WrestleMania 3. Love Bob Uecker. 90 though. That's significant.
That's what we were saying. That's a good
90.
timestamp.
Yeah, it sucks that he's gone. It sucks. But like, in 78, you're like, oh, I think, there's still some more. There's still some more. 90, you're like,
Right.
90. Like 90, you live 90 years.
Yeah.
That's damn good.
Solid.
I ain't reaching 90. There's no way.
Don't say that.
No way. But this is the clip they're going to take from the video when I'm gone. They'll take this one. He knew it. Anyway, so this Bob Uecker again. That's sad, and I hate that. I hate that story. But jumping to the story we just talked about with Goonies and Gremlins, I think you could do both of these movies. I'm going to say if I was in the room pitching for the Goonies, I would be voted out of the room because the kids thing has been floating around forever because it was kids that made the movie what it was in 1985. And that's what everybody went to see was the kids. I would say, hey, why don't we have the kids go on the adventure for like the first 10 minutes and then they either get stuck, imprisoned, kidnapped, and the Goonies, the original Goonies, have to go and find them and do their own thing instead of doing what we did with Indiana Jones and doing what we did everyone else. We're like, well, no, they're kind of in it, but it's really about that guy. And it's like, but the problem is, can Corey Feldman and Sean Astin, I know Josh Brolin can, keep the interest the same way they used to? Probably not. So I get that they'd probably have to do younger kids, maybe do it in a Cobra Kai kind of way. So doing it that way. And if you make it more of that kind of PG-13 80s feel, and I don't mean shooting it like an 80s movie, clearly won't be an 80s period piece, but I mean like where you can have the kids cursing and you can do something. You're not just making it geared towards children, because the Goonies wasn't just geared toward children. There was a lot of there was cursing in it. There was dead bodies. There's all this stuff. Everybody enjoyed that movie. And that's what I hope they can do. As far as Gremlins, you could do a Gremlins movie tomorrow.
Yeah. Goonies, I feel like that's what you just described is exactly what they tried to do with Skeleton Crew, minus the fact that it was clearly, I know some people disagree with me, but it is more for a younger generation in the writing. That's how
It is
I
100%. The Skeleton Crew is 100% geared towards children.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
100%.
that not everyone can watch it. I'm clearly watching it, but it was geared towards children.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, and so, but
there's
it
no
was
argument against that.
it was kind of that, treasure hunt.
Yes.
The parents got involved a little bit, but not too much. It was the kid's story. So I like that. I think that's kind of what Ghostbusters did. And it is a lot about the kids, but you have like Paul Rudd in there too. I don't know, like legacy sequels are usually fine for me, with the rare exception of Top Gun Maverick, where I'm like, that was like a legacy sequel that just feels like it stands in its own right completely. I know that there's more, but just coming to the top of my head, like to me, legacy sequels are always going to be like good and fine, especially if it comes from like a really great original place. But they don't like change anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
it
I'm not
does.
like so excited for it. I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, I would check that out. Like Hocus
Yeah.
Pocus 2. I'm like,
Right,
I definitely
right.
watched that on Disney Plus, and it was
And-
cute and it was good, and it's a solid win for the networks.
For me, it's show me a trailer and show me that you understood the magic that was there before, and that you're not just trying to capitalize off the sequel, right? Show me the magic, because there was magic behind both of those movies. And that's why I say the first Gremlins had a horror feel to it, but it was also I love the first Gremlins. I hate the second movie. There are some people who love the second movie. Again, I mentioned Manson Bibbs, who like it better than the first one, which I think is lunacy. It's just like and Joe Dante said as much. It's like a spoof on the first one, and like he was asked to do the second one, but he wanted to do a kind of satirical play on it. So they told him, I can't remember the full story behind it, but I hate it. I think it's so stupid. I don't like when they change the tones. Like if the first movie was the same way, then okay.
Yeah,
then make the
I
second
hear
movie.
you. Yeah,
I hate that.
I agree. But I do think in terms of the Goonies, if I'm looking at the cast, like Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, like you mentioned, and then Hui
Oh
Kwan,
yeah, of
like
course.
that now we're talking. Like when I'm
Right.
really looking at it, that's pretty solid. And Corey Feldman obviously will always have a place in my heart. He has some of like the best kid roles ever. And I feel like if he wants to do it, that'd be great. Like I think like they do have something there that could be pretty funny. But
They have to put their
who
foot down if Corey
yeah.
Feldman says he wants to sing a song for the movie. They have to put
Oh,
they have to put their
yeah,
foot down.
yeah.
All right, last story that we're gonna get to before we get to the questions here is James Mangold is talking about the standalone Swamp Thing movie. DCU people weren't really. It is part of the DCU, so people are like, well, wait a minute, how's this a standalone? You'll hear his comments, and I think you'll get it. Out there and still talking up his Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown, James Mangold did tease another project that he's involved with, the Swamp Thing movie at DC Studios. The filmmaker has both that DC project and Star Wars about the origins of the Jedi in the work. He has spoken fairly regularly about the Star Wars film, which looks like it will move forward before the Swamp Thing movie arrives. Both films, he'll be getting a certain amount of creative freedom that many filmmakers and big franchises rarely get. Star Wars, because it takes place around 25,000 years before Lucas directed trilogies, there's little in the way of the lore that he has to watch out for. Speaking to MovieWeb recently, he says of Swamp Thing, he's approaching it as if it were a standalone creature feature and not part of a larger franchise, even if it's confirmed to be part of the DC universe. He said, while I'm sure DC views Swamp Thing as a franchise, I would be viewing it as a very simple, clean, gothic horror movie about this man, monster, just doing my own thing with this, just a standalone. DC Studios chief James Gunn has indicated no project at the studio will move forward until the script is in the right place that it needs to be. He's not afraid of standalone creature features either with the DCU, said Mike Flanagan. Clayface Film doing a similar approach. Okay. So the way I read this stuff is that, yeah, clearly they're going to be able to do standalone movies and things of it's still related to the DCU and all that. But it was Mangold saying, and again, if you were going to break down these comments, he goes, well, look, here's the deal. They can do whatever they want with the moving forward. I'm on for one. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing one movie. Not doing three. I'm not doing four. I'm doing one. I'll set the tone. I'm going to do a horror movie. I'm going to do a standalone thing with it. If they like it, they can do whatever the hell they want with it. But that's the movie I'm making. I'm one and done. That's the way I read this.
That's hysterical. Now that I've heard that, I don't know if I can unsee what I formerly thought.
What did you think?
Oh, I just think I just like the idea of Swamp Thing and the same thing with Clayface, or they're very specific characters that are gonna have to just like, in order for them to be really good, unique movies, I think they have to be standalone, like living within the universe, but with this expectation of, a trilogy or like completely being coherent within the new DCEU. I think that's too much pressure for characters like that, and it just makes a lot more sense for me to be like, oh yeah, especially with these creators attached to it, it's like just do your own thing with these movies.
Right. Yeah, and especially him. And there's sometimes and this is the beauty of the DC universe is that they're not, and James Gunn has said this, they're not every movie connects to one particular big storyline in the way that like the MCU was in phase 1, 2, and 3. It was all leading to Thanos and everything else too. That's not what this is doing. There's some that are going to connect to each other, and there's other ones that are just going to live on their own, and they form it. Now, I saw someone in the comments, but I didn't find the article. I was looking, speaking of the DCU, there's all these talks about Matt Reeves and DCU Batman and Robert Pattinson, and that an interview with Josh Horowitz not too long ago where he had this thing. Someone wrote in the comments that Matt Reeves said that he felt like he was being set up from that interview. Like, I couldn't find that article. Where's that article?
Yeah,
because that I'll read immediately, because I didn't see that at all. Can someone either put that in the comments section or tell me where to find it? Because I'm curious. I'd like to read that. So, all right, Steph, we're going to get to the questions right now.
Okay.
You need to get to 80 to tie.
Okay.
As we get into now, don't laugh, because I remember one time we had like 13 questions going into the question section, and you needed to beat like the same amount. You wind up getting like 95 or 100 or something.
Yeah, we could do this.
You could do it. So we're at 15 right now.
Okay.
15, needing to get to 80 in order to beat Mike and Roxy. If not, you're really opening it up again to Winston and Coy winning another week. But I think you can do it. All right, here we go. Ewok, first one. Daredevil trailer. Great organ cover of the theme. Loved that trailer. Did you like the series on Netflix?
I love the series.
Oh, then you got to watch that trailer, man.
I know. I kind of just I
Don't
was
want to?
gonna I was gonna talk to you about it because I knew we were gonna be on tomorrow, and I
Sure.
was like, it might be one of those where if I like don't have to, I might just like go into it
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
I love the show. I love the character.
You
I
just want to
did
go in
hear that
fresh.
there was Bullseye conversation, which I think is like
Okay.
one of the coolest characters ever. So that's like it's seeming. I might just check it out anyways, but Harry needs to watch the series, so maybe
Yeah.
I'll rewatch then watch.
Mike Joyce breaking news to me right now. Mike Joyce says, sorry for your loss, Steph. Jackie looked like a good doggo. If you don't mind me asking, do you have a favorite memory of him? Kristian, how's your dog? What not the dog that you just got.
No, not Honey Bear. I would
Oh.
I would be in mourning.
Yeah, what is it? Family
My
dog?
family dog. My
Okay.
family dog.
sorry.
He's like the best dog ever. 12 years
Oh,
strong,
man.
absolute legend. Nobody had a good life when we're talking about age.
Yeah.
Obviously, no time is enough, but he had a good life, and we knew for like 2 months that it
Okay.
was gonna be he had cancer. So,
Mm,
favorite memory of him? Oh, when we brought so he was like a solo dog for a little bit because
okay.
usually we had multiple dogs at home, but I think like he would just the way it happened with like a passing of another dog. There was
Mhm.
a year or so where Jackie was just living as the one and only. And then we got a black lab Boo, and when she first came into the house, he started like feverishly drooling and foaming at the mouth. And then he was such a like high IQ emotional
Mhm.
dog. He would only be where we were in the house. And for the first time ever, he like looked at all of us in the living room and then like turned really dramatically and went into the other room and slept there for the rest of the day. It was so diva-y, and I'll
Yeah.
never forget it.
That's awesome. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Steph. That's
Thank you.
as far as the dude's doing good. He's gonna be 4 this year. Holy shit, he's gonna be 4. He is fat. They took him to the vet yesterday, and the doctor said no more. He can't get past this weight. Like this, he's borderline fat. So we gotta because the dog is addicted. He's addicted to food, like any other dog. But he's like he does this stupid thing where he's in like we'll be every time Sadie's fixing food, he can't even get his legs off the ground. He does this and he tries to get the food. Like, what are you doing? There's nothing that you can be doing right now that you think you're going to actually get even remotely close to that food. Stop
But
it.
that's good. That's a good workout for him.
Hardly. The dog barely. He's a fat little donut. But he's
The
but
fact that you are now, this is like your life is really becoming what it needed to be. You're back in the East Coast eating pizza and deli sandwiches.
I'm going to turn into
and
him soon.
And you have a fat dog.
Yeah,
A fat little dog.
I'm going to turn into that fat dog soon. All right. So thank you, Mike. That's very kind of you. Ewok. Skeleton Crew was charming, but an unremarkable show that probably earned a lot of goodwill because it was better than the Acolyte, but that's a low bar. Well, yeah, but look who you had making it, right? John Watts is a very good he's a very good filmmaker, he's a good filmmaker, he's a good storyteller. And then you had the directors that you had a great team working with it. The problem is that I don't think it was the right time to do that show. You need, like, in the same way that I mentioned like Guardians of the Galaxy. Right, Guardians of the Galaxy was when they put that movie out, it was the right time to put it out because Marvel was just putting out hit after hit after hit, and they said, okay. And I don't care if you like Thor: The Dark World or not, it was still a hit in the movie theater, and it still had goodwill. It wasn't like people weren't turned off by it. People were waiting for the next one. So when you're like, okay, well, what are they introducing now? Guardians of the Galaxy. What's that? Who knows? Let's go see it. And if you did that today, just unknown. We're now doing this Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Well, what's that? I don't know what that is. I'm not going to see that. And you put just a bunch of kids in there in the movie, and you guarantee it's not going to work. So it doesn't matter how good it is, because you can say, okay, Star Wars has not had a good show or a movie since what? Andor, Mandalorian season 2. right? But the majority, everything else, TV show and movies have been like, ugh. What are you doing now? Are you gonna go Knights of the Republic? You're gonna do something? You're gonna go back and do something else? What are you gonna do? Now we're doing a show that just focuses around kids. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna watch that one, but I hope some other people do and they like it. And people who watch it really like it. It was not the time to do this show at all.
Yeah, I can completely empathize with this statement, Ewok, but I'm excited for the second season of Andor and kind of this next. It would be just like nice to get some trailers out or like photo art or anything like on set for their next projects to kind of see what the direction they're choosing to go in.
All right. Simon, what's up, buddy? So, according to the thumbnail, you're trying to tell us that Black Panther might appear in after credit scenes in the Fantastic Four movie as a stowaway on their spaceship? The question is, will T'Challa reveal his face? I don't think it's going to happen in Fantastic Four. I think that it's going to happen in, as they said, in the Avengers. It's going to bring the whole thing is going to be a bit huge, multiverse saga. So, I believe that report. I think it is a good way to make it happen. That movie's going to be like both of them be like 3 hours long. They have to be.
Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna be. Yeah, there's too many characters.
Too many, and everything they have to do. Hey, so when did you start watching UFC, by the way?
A long time.
When?
In high school, so probably like or middle school, maybe even.
Okay.
No, high school. So like 2008,
okay.
9.
So then you're well aware of who GSP is then.
Oh yeah.
He was on Matt Serra's show on
Oh,
Tuesday.
he was?
Yeah, we had him, and they were talking about Star Wars for like a half an hour.
Oh my god, my dad loved GSP.
They talked about both of his fights against Matt. They talked about a lot of different things. It was great. George's a great guy. They're really good buddies too, which is awesome too. But that episode did very well. It brought in like 1,000 new subscribers.
That makes sense.
And people. So it's a great episode. I would recommend it.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Simon. Really appreciate that. 17 questions, Steph. We're moving.
Okay.
Mike Joyce coming back in. Steph, who was your favorite Skeleton Crew character, and are you going to name your firstborn after Neil, like all the other women on my For You page want to?
Oh my gosh, what? No. Neil. That's hysterical.
That's the elephant.
The elephant was adorable. His voice was so freaking cute, but I think my favorite character was KB, but I you know what? I actually feel like all the kids were really cute. I would have loved to be on. I feel like they would have been so funny on set. They were so intense. But yeah, I liked KB but Neil was really cute.
Okay. I can't speak on any of that. All right, so here's the next one. This is Simon's section. Also, regarding the connected 616 universe, Daredevil Born Again trailer, I liked your reaction, Kristian. What I would love to see is a Spider-Man cameo, and Daredevil's senses may smell something familiar, but doesn't know his true name. That'd be cool, yeah, because of the events of what happened last time. That's actually pretty great. I love that idea, Simon. I think it's because if you remember the events in No Way Home, and nobody remembers Peter Parker, so that makes sense that would happen if he does. I'd like to see him make a cameo in Daredevil also, and that's possible to do because they could film that tomorrow if they wanted to. They could. They could film it tomorrow. It comes out in March. Disney doesn't dump all the episodes at once. So if it's the season finale, they're like, hey, let's get Tom Holland in here, do something real quick, and we'll do like a little post-credit scene for the end of it and have everybody talking about it. What do you think, Steph?
Yeah, that would be really cool. I don't think it would happen.
No? No. Spider-Man's in
Tom Holland is like so busy right now.
But Daredevil's supposed to look. Daredevil and Spider-Man have a very connected past in the comic books, and he was in his movie in No Way Home. He was there. There's rumors that Daredevil might pop up in the Spider-Man movie. It's possible.
Yeah, maybe. And I mean, honestly, even if he couldn't come in for filming, they could just have him in full costume and then do voiceover too. But I don't know exactly what his schedule is, but I feel like he has like 4 different movies he's shooting right now, and he just got engaged. The man's busy, but I could see it happening, especially because they have invested so much time into Daredevil as a character moving forward with the MCU.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to integrate him with the probably most beloved character that's like staying right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense totally. I just feel like logistically it will be a little tough, but they might have already done it.
That's what I mean. You can basically do it in
Yeah.
a couple of days if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just a cameo. Mike Joyce, have you seen the new trailer for The Monkey? No, I haven't. Director of Longlegs. February 21st can't get here soon enough. Seems like a horror movie even Steph could watch. Oh, all right.
Okay. Yeah, I heard Longlegs was super good and scary,
It's
but that
creepy. Yeah,
seemed too scary for me.
it's creepy. It's a creepy movie. And I didn't even, that's a reaction that we did. I didn't know it was Nicolas Cage until like an hour into the movie.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. You literally see my reaction. I'm like, wait a minute. I think that's Nicolas Cage. Roman Fedorak. But no, I did not see, Mike, I did not see the trailer for that movie yet, by the way. Roman, hey, Steph, keep being awesome. Have you seen Nosferatu yet?
No, not yet. I'm
Wow.
really, yeah, I'm waiting now just for it to come out and I'll buy it when it comes to streaming, but I'm just waiting for it.
I'm so surprised that you haven't watched it yet.
I know. I need to get to the theater, but it's
You should
just
see it in the
they
theater.
push.
Yeah.
I know, but this week,
now.
yeah.
I know, of course. How, and I didn't really, off the air we did, but how's everybody doing? Affected and stuff? You okay?
Everyone in our house is
Yeah.
good. We are in like a little pocket which the air cleared up the fastest. Obviously, they're saying that there's particles that the index doesn't pick up on and still to be careful, but
Yeah.
it is nice to be able to like see outside and I don't feel as bad putting the dog out to pee.
Good. Yeah. It's been, I've said this before. We just feel so freaking helpless over here, and but it's better. It's better. It's better now that it's just, again, it's going to take a lot of rebuilding,
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Next one. This one comes in from Roman again, who says, according to something I saw online, Strange Darling, First Omen, Abigail, Smile 2, Heretic, Substance, Nosferatu, and Romulus budgets combined equal the budget of Red One. Horror knows how to do budget. Yeah, I mean, well, and I wonder how many of those were Blumhouse, but they're at least following A24, and was following that idea. Put a story together, put characters together that people care about, and people will watch your movie. And then you don't have, like, look at, again, we just read Wolfman's reviews. They're okay at best. The movie costs like $7 million to make. It's already going to make 20 million in its opening weekend. It's probably going to want to making like 40 million, maybe 50 overall, if not more. And it's going to be profitable. And that, who gives a shit if an idiot like me doesn't like it? Doesn't matter. You just made money on it. Like, that's stupid. What's that? I always forget the name of it. The Night Swim or whatever. What the hell was that? Not Swim Fan. I always say Swim Fan, but I think it was called Night Swim. It's that stupid pool movie.
I don't know.
It's a movie that came out in the beginning of January of last year, and it was Kurt Russell's son. I can't remember who else, but it's about a haunted pool. And you go, what the hell are you doing? And the movie made money because it cost $33 to make.
Night Swim.
Night Swim. And it's like, and it cost like nothing to make. And it made money. And that's the thing. If you're going to make a movie, and same thing, like, there's no world where Red One should have cost more than $80 million. That's it. $80 million to make that movie. And you could have focused more on the story, which was not bad. The story.
I will say I liked Red One.
I did too, but it was too expensive.
It was, but I did really enjoy myself.
You're right. Did you watch it at home?
Yeah.
Exactly. You watched it at home. Most people watched it at home. It's for $250 million. Right. You want everybody watching it in the theater. Dancing Dog 60. Twin Peaks had the most beautiful ladies on it. I don't remember the show as much, but I believe it.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. David Lynch just passed away. Class act. Yeah.
Totally.
Day Napper. Everyone needs to watch Lynch's The Straight Story, Lawnmower Road Trip movie. I didn't know. I've never seen that one.
Okay.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah,
The Straight Story. Okay. Pete Parker 2288. Hey, Kristian, did you know that Josh Robert Thompson is still doing voices on Stern? He did Pat Sajak and Arnold yesterday. It was hilarious, and Stern gave him a shout out. He's the best. I love it.
He's so good.
He's the best. Him right now, I'll tell you, there's a new player in the game, but him and Jamie Costa are still my two favorites, but Matt Friend has been stepping up. Matt Friend, like, everybody knows this guy now too, because he's all over. You've seen him, I'm sure. TikTok, and he's everywhere. He's on the Golden Globes. Jamie Foxx ran up to him and was like, I
that
watch your
guy.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
He's everywhere. And he does very good impressions. And Goldblum loves him. So I think those are the three best at the moment too, because there's people who can do impressions and voices, but those guys, like, their faces become the dude.
Yeah.
Like that to me is because look, Frank Caliendo and who's the other one that's Will Sasso, they're all really good, but they do the voices really well. I think, although Will Sasso's Jesse Ventura is just next level. I was in the Baja, so good. All right, next one. This one is from Day Napper once again. Haywood's coming up to the plate, who is now leading the league in every offensive category, including nose hair. That's from Bob Uecker in Major League. Knew it right away. Second reading, Haywood. You've seen Major League?
I don't know.
Oh, you would remember that. I'll tell you what, you were in New York. That's the one I'm calling you in to do a reaction to.
No, I haven't seen. Damn. Okay.
When are you coming to New York?
I don't know. I need to.
You're not exclusive to do reactions with.
No.
So let's put that on the list.
Okay.
Go Pal. That's so sad about David Lynch. As a giant Dune head, you are a Dune head, Go Pal. I love your Dune facts. I'll always think of his version that I saw in 8th grade after I read the book. It's his pronunciations that I still hear in my head. Yeah, I mean, look, he's just that movie. It is out there. I don't love it, but I understand why people dig what they did for sure. You're at 21, Steph. 21.
Okay.
Building with about still. If we get there, you can have about 50 minutes to catch up if they wanted you to. Spidey Sensei 72. Kristian, I just saw something online that said you did the VO work for Conan in the DLC for that Mortal Kombat game. True or false? False. I did not do. Where did you see that? Send that to me. I did voiceover for WrestleQuest, which is for the trailer for WrestleQuest. But no, I didn't. If someone used my voice for Conan, is it because of they thought I did Arnold? That's hilarious. No, it wasn't me. That's hilarious. Come on, where's Scorpion? You want to fight me? Get over here. You cannot get there. I will take you. I'll finish him. I do it.
You cannot get
Come on.
there.
I love, my favorite is that clip that they show. I do get a kick out of the Instagram reels and the stuff when they put like me after I took my shoes off in the aisle, and it's that clip from Total Recall. What the fuck did I do? Tell me. The best. Christopher Brickner. I said Dawn of the Jedi film will fail because I think it's too niche, even for Star Wars fans. I think Mangold will make a great film, and I'm excited. Again, and Chris, I remember when you said this the other day, you can't say that yet. You just can't, because you don't know if it's too niche yet, because you haven't seen the trailer. You don't know who's in it. If you see a trailer, like look at it in the same way that like Old Republic, that for video game fans didn't know, it was like a bunch of Sith getting out of this ship with a bunch of sabers fighting a bunch of Jedi. If there's images that just scream Star Wars right away, and there's these other things, and you find a big star and you see this music and it looks epic, you're gonna go. You'll be the first one that says, all right, maybe I was wrong on that one. We haven't seen a trailer yet. Now, if you see a trailer and you go, that one looks like it's too inside baseball, people are too nerdy, people are not going to care about this, then I might agree with you. But I haven't seen a trailer. I don't know who's in it. I don't know anything about it. So, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't say that stuff.
Yeah, I think also it's I don't know if it's too niche. I also don't know if too niche is a bad thing. It's like run the entire social media world and beyond, and movies and TVs, everything is becoming super niche, and there's ways to like get, people have Google, they can like look up stuff that I watch shows that I feel like are kind of out of my element sometimes, and I just like look up backstory.
Right. Yeah, totally. Eric Escato. For a Batman supporting cast, Guy Henry as Alfred, David Morse as Gordon, and Dennis Haysbert as Lucius Fox. What do you guys think? I don't know if they're gonna bring in all those characters right away in the new Batman, but Guy Henry, which
these are fun polls. I have to look these. I didn't know them just off the top, but if you look up Guy Henry, you'll definitely recognize this actor.
Yeah. Definitely. That's
David Morse.
David Morse, I know.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Gordon.
yeah,
David
yeah,
Morse,
yeah.
and then Dennis
In
Haysbert
Green Mile.
Dennis Hayes. No, David Morse is in Green Mile. No, David Morse was he? I always think of Contact for David Morse and 12 Monkeys, right? Am I thinking of the right guy?
I thought he was. I just saw.
You might be right. I don't remember if he was in Green Mile, yeah. But and then of course we're talking about Major League and 24, Dennis Haysbert, who I love. And
Yep.
Heat was another one. So the good cat. I like that casting. I like that. Joey Pedras, R.I.P. to one of the best artists, directors of all time, David Lynch. Blue Velvet and Twin Peaks were formative viewing experiences for me. You and a lot of other people, man. You and a lot of other people. This is so hilarious. So people keep sending me the same article. Apparently, bring it up. They keep getting sent the same article, but I'm gonna talk about this right now. Joey Pedras, thank you for those are
thank
movies
you.
people love. Absolutely. Go Pal. Immediately after the Skeleton Crew premiere, I bought Neil Funkos for all my cousins for Christmas. We call him the little guy boy in our group chat. It's hilarious. People love that character. People love it.
He is really cute. I got caught off guard. There was like a little bath scene, and I was like, I think I was cool just seeing the head. Like he kind of threw me off. I was like, I don't. A, he's a child, and B, he's a blue elephant.
It's hilarious. Okay, so moving on. We are gonna
wait a minute. What did you say? Would you watch me in the bath?
Oh no, I wish. Wish. Unfortunately, it was a blue elephant, not a chipmunk.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you, I saw an elephant one time. Naked as hell. She was of age, though.
Oh my gosh, how did that work?
With a lot of precision.
You are pretty precise. That's incredible. I don't even know how you do. Is there video footage?
Yeah, for me and the lady, I don't smell and tell. You know what I'm saying?
You're such a class act. I should have known.
I know, but do you know what I did though? You know what I did though? Because she wanted the relationship, and I said, hell no, nosy, I can't do that. So when she said, where you going? Where you going? And I said, you can't see me, right? Just a flower sticking up. I'm dead. Yeah, I played dead. Bye-bye.
You played dead. I'll have to use that on the streets.
On the streets. He's a real menace. I did love his interaction with Kalinowski yesterday. It's hilarious.
Oh gosh, really I have to see it.
You really should. All right, next one. This is Alex Ruelas. Thoughts on Lucasfilm recasting the character of Balin Skull instead of deepfaking? This is one. Look, sometimes deepfake works. You recast this role. You recast it. And I think that they got Rory from Game of Thrones. He was friends with Ray, and I think that he's going to do the character justice. And yeah, the recasting was a must on this one. It would have been, and plus too expensive to do that for the whole entire season.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Legend MM600. You two rock. Did you guys hear about this Ross Coldhart interview with a UFO whistleblower that was military and towed a UFO as a helicopter pilot? I did a video on it this morning. So Steph, you should watch that video. You should watch this Ross Coldhart thing. So Ross Coldhart is the one who, thank you for bringing this up, Legend. So Ross Coldhart interviewed David Grush back in 2023. And David Grush was the one who was basically working for the UAP task force, heard from a bunch of firsthand witnesses about downed craft and all that. And then he was one of the three that testified at that hearing, right? So everybody had really been talking about, okay, well, where are these firsthand witnesses? Not the ones who have told David Grush, but the ones, I mean, not David Grush who was told, but people who actually told him. Where are those people? Well, this is one of the guys who said that he was flying over and worked for one of the three-lettered agencies and saw an actual craft. And the interview drops on Saturday, and apparently they're going to drop some footage and stuff too. So shit could go down this weekend. Stuff we don't know.
Okay,
we'll see. But yes,
okay. Yeah. I'll look forward to that.
I dropped the video. Ish. Fair enough. RQMDSMD support for Steph.
Thank you.
All right, next one. Roman Been watching Carlin stand up. Love his flying bit. It's one of my favorites. I used to quote it all the time. I used to love the one where he just did the announcement on the planes. He's just like, before evacuating, check around your immediate seating area for any personal items you might have brought on board. Let's start with seat. Immediate seating area. It's a seat. It's a goddamn seat. Check around your seat for any personal items. Well, these people think I'd be public belongings? So public a fountain I brought from the park? And then what it was the other one he said, for anything you might have brought on board. Well, I might have brought my Arrowhead collection. I didn't, so I'm not going to look for it. It's the best. So many different things he did. He's like,
he's so good, man.
Yeah, it was the best. He's like, and in the air, then what do they say? It's like, it was a near miss. It was a near miss. He's like, near miss. He's like, it was a near hit. He's like, what do they say now? Look, they nearly missed. All right, next one. And this is Ewok. I'm going to miss Lynch. He's a true artist who cared more about how films made you feel and less about whether they made sense. He often equated films to music. He did. He used music very well. Wasn't Lost Highway was him too. Loved Lost Highway's soundtrack. Listened to it all the time. Roman Fedorak. Steph is awesome. What does Harry think of Big Balls?
Hasn't met him yet.
Doesn't know him.
No.
What do you think Harry would think of Big Balls? What kind of sense of humor
does
Harry
respect.
have? Oh, you respect him? Okay.
Yeah.
Joe, for show. Do you think that Namor will return in the MCU? Not anytime soon, because I think the actor had some shit around him and stuff too, and I think they just want to steer clear of it at the moment. But no, I don't think, and I don't think anybody's really asking for it. It wasn't like it didn't stand out in the way that I think that everybody hoped that it would. So
yeah.
Okay. This is the last one for now, Steph.
Okay.
Remember that happened last time? Remember when we were about to sign off, and then we tried to sign off, and then we were on for quite a bit. So who knows?
Yeah, you guys, come on.
But if not, what a way to end with Swamp Crotch, who says, "I'm here for Steph to pull out another solo win over Winston and Coy. I love you, Steph. R.I.P. to David Lynch."
Thank you, and yes.
So there you go. Steph, for now, we've done it.
Okay.
So I'm excited to have we got a lot of great guests coming out this month. We got a lot of great videos coming. We get more stuff. Are you guys actually you and Harry, you guys gonna take a trip to New York? You don't know yet.
Yeah, but probably not until like spring.
Right. Well, that makes sense. You don't want to come out. It's freezing over here.
No.
Yeah. Get on the plane. Get on the plane. Fuck that. I'm getting in the plane. Let Evel Knievel get on the plane. So good. The other one is the Roman. If you haven't watched it, watch Carlin at Carnegie. It's the one that got me into not only George Carlin, but it got me into stand-up comedy in general. Was Carlin at Carnegie. Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray, lizard shit. Fuck.
I need to watch. I don't know if I've watched him
Carlin at Carnegie. Oh, it's one of the best.
Maybe I have. I've seen a few of his. So
he's playing on some of the words, and he goes, listen to some of these words. He literally goes, pussyfoot, a rare disorder. Hello, boys. I have pussyfoot. You sure do, lady. It's so good. Oh, I love it. Anyway, thank you for being here, Steph. Please and go watch that pilot of Battlestar. Okay. Please go find that.
Okay, I'll watch the actual pilot.
Yes,
okay.
Watch the actual pilot so we can then talk about it. That's it. Steph, where can the kids find you?
At Steph Sabra and the World Girls.
Okay, for me, I will be back here tomorrow with the guys, Capes and Cowls, coming in with Winston and Coy. We will be talking about a lot of different things going on right now. I will be doing week to week on Daredevil, by the way. I'm going to try, if I have some time today, I'm going to try to shoot at least 1 or 2 episodes of Squid Game season 1 that I still have not seen. So I will try. Boston Lady says, Steph. Thank you, Boston Lady.
Thank you.
30, not bad stuff. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. But Roxy and Mike in the lead as we get to tomorrow, and we shall see. So thanks for being here, guys. Make sure you check out our reaction, myself and Sam, tomorrow for Ultron. Before we look, see, there you go, Steph. Joey Pedris, Nicolas Cage in Lynch's Wild at Heart is something to behold. What is your favorite Cage role?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's all right. Don't worry about that. Cage role, I'll tell you, he was really good in that damn Long Legs. I mean, so much I didn't even know. You know what my favorite performance of his is, even because it's subtle, even though there's a lot of Cage isms, is Family Man. You ever see Family Man?
I think I did.
I really enjoyed Family Man.
I really like Face Off.
Yeah.
He's so Nicolas Cage in Face Off.
He's got his face off.
And then is it called? What's the one where they're on like the island or the stone or something?
The one with Pedro Pascal,
Cove or something.
Which one? I'm not sure which one. That is.
No, the one with Pedro Pascal's funny. No, wait, I gotta find
not Con Air.
Not Con Air.
Okay.
Wait, this is
maybe somebody.
Okay, wait. Nicolas Cage Man? Movie. Cave. I don't know, guys. What? This sucks.
Oh wait, here's another one. Mike Joyce, Steph, are you watching Silo finale or Severance first tonight?
Oh shoot, I don't know. That's a good question because I don't know. Are they going to drop at the same time?
Not sure. Oh, I'll tell you what's going to be playing in my house tomorrow. So this has been like, all right. So where you and I were looking forward to Dune 2, like that's all we were talking about, right? Like, or you were looking at Wicked, you were talking about that, like that.
Yeah.
That's all you were talking about.
No, Dune 2 I was more excited about.
Okay. So you were talking about it, you're excited about it in the same way that, when most people, when they're looking forward to, like Roxy talking about the Silo finale, Severance, that is my daughter with my 7-year-old with the new Henry Danger movie on Nickelodeon. It's like, so the Henry Danger show, which actually my friend Cooper Barnes, who played Captain, it's actually a very funny show. I will tell you, it's a very clever, well-written show. It's funny, and Cooper is phenomenal on it, not just because he's my friend, but he's really good on it. And my kids watched it religiously. And I even so much so we went to visit the set when they were doing one of the episodes, and Cooper invited us on, and we did it. But my little one got into it and started watching it. And when she was 6, they just rewatched the whole damn series. But she's like, Steph, it's really adorable. She said, Dada, there's a new Henry Danger movie coming out. And she wrote it on her calendar. And she put it on her calendar that Henry Danger's coming out. Yeah. And this morning she's like, she wrote a note and she gave us all tickets for tomorrow night for the movies. And we're getting popcorn, and she wants my wife to make nachos. So like, tomorrow, are you watching Skeleton Crew? Nope. I'm gonna have seen the Henry Danger movie.
Hell yeah!
I'll tell you that.
Severance, yeah.
Do a review of that.
Favorite. I realized what the movie is.
What is it?
The Rock.
Oh my God.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie. It's maybe his best, but the way you described it was terrible.
I said there's a cave.
There's a cave. You said they're on an island, kind of. All you need to say was like they're in a prison, the most famous prison of all time.
I forgot about that stuff. They were in a prison
with Sean Connery. He would have said any of those words, and I would have told you immediately what you're talking about.
Yeah, Sean Connery.
If you would have said Ed Harris, PLD would have woken up out of a dead sleep and told you what it was. Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, Alex Ruelas, keeping you alive, Steph. Keeping you alive.
Hell yeah.
Favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie and one-liner. There's so many. Favorite movie, it's got to be Predator. The first Predator has to be. He's even got some in that one. Stick around. He's got, the ones in. He's not a Tuma, Kindergarten Cop. He's got so many great ones in Commando, though. He's got so many. Sully, remember when I told you I'd kill you last? That's right, Matrix. You did. I lied. Drops him off a cliff. The other one, he's sit. This is the best. This I saw recently on an Instagram reel. Steph, he's sitting. Have you ever seen Commando?
No.
So he's like this badass soldier. Melissa Milano's his daughter. He's this badass soldier who is just part of this team, and his whole team gets killed in the very beginning. And so they go. The people who go to get killed this team go to get him, and they tell him they kidnap his daughter, and they say, "Here's the deal: you have X amount of time to go to Barbados, I think it is, with this guy who's going to be watching over you, and you had this we want you to assassinate somebody, and you've got to do that. And if you do that, we'll let your daughter go. If not, we're going to kill her." So he gets on the plane, and he's on the plane going. And this guy sitting next to him, and he makes some joke. The woman says to him, the flight attendant goes, "Any luggage?" He goes, "Just him." Right. And then the guy goes, you keep opening your mouth, I'm going to nail it shut. So in the middle, it's a packed plane. Arnold with his big ass throws an elbow right back, hits the guy in the face. Guy goes back, cracks the guy's neck. No one notices. There's a woman in front, and I almost want to see if Luke can make this a short. And like there is this woman who's just sitting there like this, like out cold, as Arnold's breaking this guy's neck. And then he asks the woman how long it takes to get there. She tells him, and he looks up. He goes, "And miss, don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired."
Oh my God.
It's so good. It's so good. So there's so many in Commando. I highly recommend it.
That's hysterical. It's
really,
so
really
extra.
Good. Go, pal. Snake Eyes is underrated cage with a very disturbing James Gandolfini performance in that one too. Absolutely. Alex, what sitcom for each of you was canceled too soon? Seeing Adam Pally in your Iron Man 3 reaction made me think of this as a huge Happy Endings fan. I don't think I've ever seen that show, but as far as comedies go, I feel like if it would have been done in the same vein as season 1, My Name is Earl. Because My Name is Earl season 1 was really good, and then it just got away from itself. How about you, Steph? You got one?
No, I don't. No. Okay. A sitcom. No.
Nothing you can think of?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is potentially the last one. Go, pal, who says, "I loved 90s action star Nick Cage." I mean, yeah, Con Air, The Rock, which apparently was on a very tropical island.
Yeah, they were at a luau. It was pretty special. Did you see the show The Gentleman?
I saw the movie.
The show is so much better.
No. Really?
Than the Guy Ritchie movie than the show
too. But yeah, the movie was awesome.
I know. The movie was awesome, but the show is so
it really?
good. Yes. Okay.
So did it get canceled?
I don't know. That's why I was thinking of it, because I haven't heard of an announcement for season 2, and I would be I'm not done, so maybe it ended, but I don't think so.
It's Theo James, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 2 more here. PLD. I just woke up. Did I hear Ed Harris and The Rock? Yes, you did. Dancing Dog 60. Briscoe County Jr. with Bruce Campbell. People love that show. People love that one.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So Steph, I lied.
Okay. It got a second season.
It did. Okay.
What?
You were at actually 38. So good
38.
Comeback.
Okay.
Good comeback there. People kept it alive for.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
But this time around, thanks for being here, everybody. I really appreciate it. Go check out Carlin at Carnegie. For Steph Sabra, I'm me. You're you. Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.